guys, what is up? This is Loosen Up Logs here. Today we're back with some more Outer Worlds. Last time we would meet Adelaide McDevitt, and she would tell us about the deserters and why we should divert power over to her side of the camp instead of Edgewater's. We went ahead and made our way towards the geothermal plant, and we decided to go ahead and divert the power back to Edgewater anyway. So, in this episode, we're going to try to see if we can get them to come back into Edgewater. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Let's do it into a transition. Now, like I said earlier in the last episode, I believe, I am going to be doing some of these side missions in a later date or off screen. I do want to show some of them specifically. There's only really one I want to show in Edgewater, so I might go ahead and show that either this episode or next episode. But first things first, we gotta go ahead and set everything up. As you can see, we've shut off power. Everything has gone red. Doors have been shut and closed, and we can no longer go inside certain areas in the town. As you can see, this has been sealed off. Let's talk to Adelaide. Pretty sure she's not happy about this at all.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This
Alright,
is
we can
all
hear the
you're
echo.
doing. Cutting off my
Yes, it
power,
is.
killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You
Bring
want
these
my
people
flock
back.
wasting their lives in that can? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
What happened to you? Where's all this anger coming from?
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Okay. I'm willing to deal with him for you.
Cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
I'll need help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
Yeah, that's
If I were
disgusting.
in a better mood, I might be inclined to try and change your mind.
You would literally never change my mind. Alright, that's enough talk. So it looks like we have to go ahead and try to get Reed Thompson to go ahead and step on down. Now, there is someone in the deserters that's not here, and that's Zoe. Now, Zoe, I actually know where she is. She's just over to the left, right over here. But what we're gonna do is that we're gonna fast travel over to Reed, because we're gonna have to come back here anyway. As you can see, I didn't take her her power thing. Forget what it's called. I could right now. We could take it and leave right now if we wanted to, but we're gonna set things straight. Alright, so we're here. Let's go ahead and talk to Reed. We're gonna shift our weapon here because we don't really need to. This That's a sick house. We don't want to go in there. Alright, so before we go and see Reed, though, there's a couple things that we can do with Parvati here. So first things first.
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl.
Nothing of here was of worth, I believe. Let's talk to make
Ask
sure
her
that...
if you care. I'm running a business here.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Music
Let me
to
see
my
what you're
ears.
Don't think he's selling anything. Yeah, okay, all right, he has something. So Maxwell, it's a special hammer, somewhat special hammer. It's just a normal, it seems like it's just a normal impact hammer with the knockdown ability. It does a little bit more damage than your typical hammer. It's also already level 5, but it costs 3,000 bits, which we are nowhere near right now, so we're not going to mess with it. Other than that, he doesn't really have anything special to sell, so we don't really have to worry about it. So we're going to leave here. Next we can go to is that we can go towards Parvati's place. Now, if we go towards her place, we should have information on another one of Thomas's books. Like I said, I'll be doing that over off screen here, but Parvati's place is gonna be somewhere over here. There we go, the maintenance division. So this is where Parvati lives. Open her front door. Come, this is your house. Come on in. Good.
Heading out.
Come in here.
Be right there.
Oh my god, that's a resolution. You see, look at the floor. The resolution here is really bad right now compared to the rest of the game. Why is the floor so blurred? Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It'll fix itself. Will it? Hello? Whatever. Okay, so this is her house.
This is where the magic happens. Well, science. But it still happens here.
Close this up. If you take one of
Hey,
these.
I mean, if you need it. Okay.
Yeah, Parvati does not care if you take her stuff. I mean, more like, well, she said if you need it, it's okay. Does their floors just look like this? Like, I don't remember her floor just looking like this.
If
Maybe
you're
I'm
hungry,
just...
I could open up a can of something.
Okay. We can take anything we want from
My
here.
dad's... It's an office. Just my office.
Dad's old office. We look up in here. We can look up young Broken Frown. So there's one in the cannery that we can go pick up.
Oh, you like flowers? I can't find many kinds around here.
Greenery.
If you need to go, I'll
Bathroom.
outside.
And the balcony. So yeah, Parvati has a couple of lines in the city as you walk around and explore. We can also talk to her and ask her about it, but we'll do that in a little bit here. Anyway, let's go ahead and go talk to Reed Thompson. Alright, Reed. I've come to bargain.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
Before
Go
that,
ahead.
you've taken a look around your town lately.
It is my job to keep 2 eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post.
Yeah,
I
it's
wish
all
you
of
wouldn't say things like that.
You disagree?
Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do. Go
Let me
ahead.
ask you something else. What makes you think I can convince the deserters to come back? You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back
was
to
our
town.
only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
Don't you people eat anything other than
Were it
Saltuna?
up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by. What with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
What are you canning here?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of salt tuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
Let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
something else. It's time. Hold on. I think if he said
I
time to
appreciate
go, talk
what
to her
you've done
again.
for us.
Spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back as long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice.
Dude,
I
you're feeding people.
I have made my share of
You're feeding
mistakes,
people fish
but
that's
I
not.
have
You're
done
feeding
my
people fake
best
fish
for
and
this
just fake
town.
fish. No wonder everyone's getting sick.
I am a Spacer's choice man. My father was a Spacer's choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Yeah, Adelaide's people aren't getting sick.
Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
We ever
the
eaten
very
a vegetable?
notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree?
First
We are
of
a
all,
Spacer's
you can
choice
cook
salt tuna
vegetables.
camp. We eat salt tuna here, and only salt tuna.
Yeah, it's your food that's making people sick, you idiots. You know, what are you putting in those
Processed,
cans?
liquefied, retextured salt tuna rendered in a chemical bath, of course. Well, mostly salt tuna. We've been experiencing a salt tuna shortage, you see. So we've had to improvise. We've added wood chips, some mushrooms,
Wood
a bit of
chips?
sand, tossed some canid bits in our processor once. It all tastes like salt tuna in the end.
2 out of the 3 things you just said aren't food. It's wood chips and sand.
Health
can't
is
be
a
healthy.
state of mind, friend. Afflictions in one's body are reflections of afflictions in one's work ethic and
Yeah, okay,
attitude.
you need to go. You need to
Now
go.
listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life.
She feeds her people what she grows, and it seems pretty healthy to me.
First of all, I do not believe anyone can be healthy without a day's work and a bowl of salt tuna. But leaving that aside, Adelaide should not be able to grow her own food. The soil's
Okay, well-
gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us. So the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse.
Yeah,
Now,
but
excuse
she's
me
found
for
a way.
being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Special
and when
fertilizer.
you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly?
Corpses, mostly human.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance.
Y'all are
What a
weird.
remarkable
Y'all, I should kill
efficiency.
everyone in this town
Recycling
except for Barty.
Spacer's choice
Y'all are
property
weird.
long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
Listen,
You're right, I am being obstinate.
Mm-hmm.
If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then
Stand
stand
down.
down I shall.
yes, you
If
shall.
Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. A couple
I'm sure
months
she
ago,
will.
I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No
Why
such
not?
thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
Can't be easy.
I've always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Alright, you have to do this, so here we are. So if we fast travel back to the lab, all we have to do is turn around. We're gonna make this left. I'm like checking to see if this is still recording. Alright, so if we make this left, obviously we killed that band of marauders right there already, but if we go further towards, there's even more marauders down here. And this could be a pretty iffy fight right here. Also, I'm trying to kind of figure out how is my health still low. I just walked so far, whatever. We got canids here and stuff. Now, unfortunately, I was kind of hoping I would have picked up a sniper rifle by now, but I haven't yet. So we're going to explode that. And that, oh wow, that drew everybody in the town. Jesus Christ. Alright, here we go. We gotta fight on our hands. Oh, Grace. Great. Jesus. Pavardi put it in her worry. I see you over there. Get him, Pavardi. Get him, Pavardi. Out on the road. I got you, Pavardi. Kinda don't want you to go down right now. Just need some help. Pop one of these. Pavardi. Get him, Pavardi. Oh, she's dead. Okay, well, she's down. Pavardi is down. Hold on. I got it too. And that should be it. We had a lot of assault rifles. You know, we gotta loot. We gotta loot. Nothing on there. Alright, so yeah, that was a lot of marauders. I'm pretty sure there's some more. Well, I've already kind of said that a little bit too late, but granted, I did kind of start shooting people, so hey. Okay. Picklock this bad boy. Gives us a revolver. Some barrel attachments. Alright, so is there nothing else? Because literally all the marauders are drawn. As you can see, there's Zoe right there. Hi, Zoe. Give me a second. Hello.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
You sound confused or possibly unscrewed.
Only thing unscrewed around here is the head of that marauder you took down. Never seen moves like that outside my serial dramas. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm
Clarify
great
something
at
for me real quick.
clarifying.
You a prisoner here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
How you pull that off?
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
Probably not. Probably not. But, you know, why did you leave camp in the first place?
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them.
How are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my
They
natural
loved you.
charisma.
Something else,
I've got
actually.
all the time in Halcyon.
Not really.
Why?
When's it to find you?
Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Can't imagine you're happy out here. Food's awful, company worse, and no serial dramas.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose.
There we go.
Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Take care. Alright, so that's completing Zoe's mission. She will return back to Grace. We can also go to Grace and she'll give us some money for that. And also, we'll get a level up. Before that, though, we can go ahead and go back to this. And we can retrieve that journal, which is going to be in the cave entrance. Actually, we can go ahead and do that on the way back to Edgewater. That's who you have to talk to.
Wild Canids, on the other hand. We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with the band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well,
Yes.
I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for trouble. Let me know
Yes.
if I can do something for you.
I'll leave you be. So that gets us a level up, and that gives us our first companion perk, which we're going to go ahead and activate right now. So for Pavardi, her first companion perk that I'm going to be upgrading, it's just going to be a 30% base health. A lot of the times you can go ahead and upgrade one of these. This is just going to give you 10 extra points over whatever stat. while they're in the party. Pretty much you want to have that one for everyone. I will be doing that for the next level up, which I believe we get in pretty soon. So if you go towards Adelaide, first things first, we can take our power regulator and we can tell her,
Look at that. The snake's come back.
such a snake, such a snake. You would know you wanted people to suffer, basically. But I've talked Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater?
Yes.
Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Yes, you do. But now you're running it, and now you and your flock can go back, as she's on her way. Alright, so one last thing of business to take care of. Gonna want a gun for this. Some plasma mines here that we can all blow up. And now we have a safe. Hold on, some mag picks. They put right next to the safe so you can pick lock it open.
Easy.
And that gets us a ton of stuff, including the journal that Max wanted. So with that being said, the last thing we have to do is that we have to head back towards Max to give him back the book, which I will be doing. So let's go and see Max. Alright, so we here with Vicar Max. So,
New day in Edgewater. The cannery hums,
Yes.
streetlights and faces glow. I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter?
oh, yes, we were. Seem like the better choice? Deserters are moving back, even Adelaide.
I am somewhat taken aback by that. Given the heat between her and Mr. Thompson, what deal did you strike with her, I wonder?
Found Adelaide's been digging up corpses to improve the soil.
From our own graveyard, just outside the gates. And Silas had not even an inkling. What do they pay the man for?
He spends
from
all
our
day
graveyard.
digging graves, Vicar. Sir. Sometimes he's got to sleep.
Yes, of course. My reaction was unreasonable.
Is what she told me true, that the soil is sour and can't raise
Flowers
crops?
grow well enough, and creeping ivies, and the fuzzies that grow on rocks, but we don't eat none of that.
It is my understanding that none of the local life, plant or animal, is edible. Earth crops are grown in farms, not
Oh.
isolated cannery towns.
So never mind.
Once
That'd
the
make it
spark
3
of
out of the
life
4
is
things this
fled,
man said
The mortal
that we're putting in
form
those
is
cans
but
that aren't
unanimated
edible.
matter, comprised of the same elements as the rest of the universe. We inter for the comfort of the living, not the benefit of the dead. While distasteful, I would judge Ms. McDevitt's actions beneficial to the greater good.
Some might be a bit upset as their dead friends or relatives being used as fertilizer.
Then I would counsel them to work through their emotions and assess the matter rationally. Animals are ruled by their hearts. Humans were gifted with intellect for a purpose.
Oh, I got your book.
Wonderful.
I mean, I can see the
Well
kind
worth all
of
the
just for this
sacrifices
scenario why it's trash, but I can
What
understand
the fuck
why.
is this?
Huh?
French? I can't fucking read French.
Calm
It's
down.
a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
What's so
I've
important
spent
about the
my
book?
life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Oh, well. What did you think? Yeah.
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
What's philosophy?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Cool. Listen, this is all fascinating and all, but I must be on my way.
I'm glad you stopped by. I've been meditating since you retrieved that book. Stewing might be a better word. I have a proposition for you.
Oh,
You're
yeah?
my best chance at getting that book translated, maintaining my sanity. In short, I'm asking you to take me on as crew.
What's in it for me?
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument really. I'm also a passable gun hand if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
All that a part of your vicar training?
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my seminary days. Left many an opponent bleeding on the field.
Don't sound very vigilant right now.
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here.
How do you get assigned a prison duty?
People are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's the long and short of it. So, what do you think?
Sounds good, let's go.
Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
Alright, so Vix can now join us during the adventure. With that being said, we have done everything there is to do in Edgewater almost, just about. There's a couple more side missions here, some of them more interesting than others. But I think if there's any that I want to show here, which I think that besides Zoe, there might be one more mission besides Zoe that I might would have shown. But if I'm being honest, I think it's about time we leave here.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
You ever been on the ship before?
I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too.
I don't even. You know what? You know, just because, just for dialogue sake, we going axe.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Edgewater was on the verge of collapse before you showed up. You sent them power, and now the town might see another season. And you talked Miss McDevitt into coming back to town. Maybe one day, Edgewater will have a garden where that cannery once stood. You ain't exactly a stranger anymore. You done some kindness hereabouts. I wouldn't mind following somebody like that.
You went out of Edgewater really badly.
Yeah, I really do. My whole life's been small. I realized that when you walked into town. I've been seeing the same faces every day, the same sky, the same stars. Then I saw this ship. This gorgeous, stately lady with her eyes turned skyward, and I made up my mind to come along with you.
Man, Pravarti, and let me speak to the audience. If any of you that have played this game and got to this point and read through all that dialogue and listened to it, and you said no to Pravarti, how dare you?
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can
Sorry
call
if you
you
hear me scratch my
Captain
head.
now.
My head's a little bit dry right now.
I got a captain.
You do have a captain. Welcome to the team, Pravarti. Let's head on to Unreliable. Alright. Ada?
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud
Yes.
your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power
Do
regulator.
you know how to install a power regulator?
Yes.
Outstanding, Captain. Your
I'm pressing a
aptitude
button.
for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back. Head up the ladder. Climb. All you have to do is press X and put it on in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached level 6 and it's time to get out of here. Ouch.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power
All
regulator.
systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Hold on. Edgewater. It has been nice knowing you. Or all the doors are sealed. It's been nice knowing you, Edgewater. You've gave me wonderful things. Such as XP and money and weapons, and that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Let's get the hell up out of here.
Welcome back, Captain. All systems are now operating.
Let's get out.